Hello there, Paul Tranny here, and I want to show you some pro tips when it comes to creating shapes as well as drawing in Illustrator. These are pro tips. We're going to move beyond the fundamentals. You know how to create basic shapes. You get it. I want to kind of dive into some more interesting things like the star tool. Okay, star tools is a little special to me. So yes, we can make stars as you'd expect, right? As I drag this out, okay? Before I let go of my mouse, I can hold down the Alt key or the Option key and make a true star if I want to. Just like that, okay? And I hope you give this video, 5 stars. But nonetheless, as I draw out, what I can also do is I can control the number of points that the star has. So using the up arrow before letting up on my mouse, I can add points, right? And I can make something like a badge, okay? But I noticed this is there's some deep valleys in here. So I want to change that outside radius of those points. Well, I can hold down the Command key and drag that in to visually get this the way I want it. Kind of like a badge like that, which I like, okay? And since these are vector lines, we jump in, you know what, we can go ahead and round those points just like I'm doing using the direct selection tool, and that looks pretty good. Okay, here's another pro tip. Notice how I have this wonky bounding box, which I'm not a huge fan of. You might not be either. Well, guess what? If you go into Object, Transform, you could reset that bounding box. Okay, so then it's going to be flush and less annoying, to be honest with you. All right, so there's our badge, there's our star, but what if we wanted to change a star after the fact? Like, don't you wish that the star was like the ellipse tool, which is like a live shape, which allows you to change part of it, right? What if you could change the points after the fact? You can't, but I'm going to show you how you can. So we're going to make something similar to this using the circle or ellipse, and then we'll go into Effect, and we'll make this badge by going down to Distort and Transform and adding Zigzag, okay? I add that zigzag, I turn on preview, sure enough, we get that badge look, right? Just like I was making earlier, okay? So we could bring that down, and guess what? We can smooth those corners just like so, and now we can get a new unique badge. And by the way, we can always edit this later on as well using zigzag, and that's more like your new live shape, if you will. Okay, some other fun things we can do, actually. I want to dive into one more thing real fast. Star tool, right? We could draw this out. Let's get this back down to only a few points, quite frankly, and change this. But what I want to do, check this out. This is really fun. If you hold down the tilde key, okay, and I'm going to hold down the tilde, which is the squiggly line, and then I'm just going to click and drag. I just made like 50 stars. Let's just change that to a stroke and increase that. Look what it did. Obviously, it created this cool shape. Keep in mind, it's actually applying that zigzag. Typically, it will look something like that. Again, just something fun that you can play with, and keep in mind using those shortcuts. And we'll dive into some more things because, quite frankly, I want to use one more thing. Making a triangle. Why not? I'm going to use a triangle, and I want to show you that you can take something like a triangle or any shape, and you could distort it. And typically when people start distorting lines, they'll use the direct selection tool, and they'll start adding points and all this stuff. It's very laborious. I want to make this look like it's either melting or kind of shooting through the air. Just add a cool effect to it. And I just want to kind of remind you of all these tools right here behind the width tool. Check it out. Warp, twirl, pucker, bloat, scallop, crystallize, right? You want to look something like maybe it has like hair. Try crystallize, okay? Wrinkle, all that good stuff. We're going to use warp because I think it's pretty fun. This warp tool, if I hold down the Option key, I can actually change the size of this brush if I want to, make it smaller or larger. But I'm going to keep it about that size, and what I'm going to do is click near the line and drag down. Yep. It does exactly what you think it's going to do. It's going to warp that line, okay? It's warping it a little bit. This is typically the setting that I like, but you know what? I can change that as well. So let's just add a couple more, because I'm going to show you that your tools even your tools have tools. Okay, so taking a look at this tool, if you double click on it, guess what? You get all these settings. Warp tool options, guess what? We changed the brush size already. We can change the intensity. We could crank that up to 100 if we want to, and then we get other options. So I encourage you to explore the tools within your tools, if you will, right? And again, option key, we can just kind of resize that, but now I can really pull that down if I want to because it's set to 100% and really make this trail out. I'm going to get into more of that as well, just kind of making a cool, like, hipster, I don't know, design. I think that's kind of neat for what it's worth. But let's move on to drawing, okay? So we worked with basic shapes, created some cool things. Let's draw. So right over here, have this face. And what we want to do is we want to dive into drawing it a little more closely. Let's just go ahead and grab, you guessed it, the pen tool. We'll just crank this down to 1 point. We're just going to start outlining this face, right? So just use, not the pencil, the pen tool. So selecting it, I'll just click, and this is normally how you work with the pen tool. You'll click, you'll do a click and drag. I'll just kind of come in here, click, click. You get the idea. You know how it works. And it's funny that we've gotten used to drawing this way, which is just interesting because it's not that intuitive, which is why you tend to mess up. It's like you click, oh shoot, she's going to have a big chin. Kind of didn't want that. Guess what? Before I let up on my mouse, I can hold the space bar and it picks up that last point. And then I can bring it over here and then make it smaller like that and continue working. Right, guess what? I maybe don't want to continue this line. I can come in here and hold down my command key, and now I have my direct selection tool to be able to move this over, adjust points. While I'm drawing, I'm adjusting points. Guess what? The option key, I can go ahead and use the curvature tool, so kind of curve that out, and then I can continue drawing. So you don't have to necessarily wait till you're finished when it comes to using the pen tool if you wanted to work on a drawing. Let's just kind of wrap that around something like that. That is the pen tool. Just kind of make that a little lighter. I'll add a little face detail. This is ultimately what I ended up with. We have some highlights. We have some nice midtones. Again, all done with the pen tool because it gives you that level of control, which I like. But I want to add some more to her hair, okay? And I'm going to do that using the pencil. I love the pencil, right? I honestly do. First thing I want to do is just like give it a black stroke. And I can start drawing. This is a stroke width of 10, okay? So I can start drawing like that. And then typically what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'm like, oh, I want it to be pointed like that. And then I'll draw again. Why is it actually keeping my last setting? Yours probably doesn't do that, as we had some little wispies right up here, right? It might not do that. Chances are it doesn't. We'll check this out. We'll go into the appearance panel. And if you go to this flyout menu, I talk about this a lot, I feel. Go into the appearance panel, new art, doesn't have basic appearance. Usually this is selected. Usually it gives new art basic appearance. So it always resets that line. Well, you know what? Every time I draw, I don't want to reset back to that basic appearance. So that's what's happening. And that's why I constantly have that nice stroke and that width. It always maintains that width or whatever I've drawn lastly. Okay. I can draw accordingly. Look at how smooth I have these lines as well. Sometimes it's not set up this way, which is why I have this tool even. Double click on pencil tool options. I have this cranked all the way over to smooth. Yours is going to be in the middle. So you're going to be like, oh, I can't draw that well. Yes, you can. Change it to smooth. It's going to make those smooth lines. A lot of times, just so you know, edit selected paths is checked. So it will actually edit that last selected path. So if I do this all wonky, oh, I didn't want it that long. Ready for this? Like as I zoom in here, this asterisk means, hey, you know what? Asterisk right there, it means, hey, I'm going to be a new line. That's why the asterisk is there. Or as I roll over, it says, hey, you're going to edit this line. Zoop. or excuse me, add to this line is what it's doing right there. But check this out. If I roll over the line, it's saying, hey, you're going to edit it. Watch. Zoop. You've just changed it. You've just changed it. You've just changed it. So super cool what you could do, obviously. Looks a little Medusa-ish, right? You know, you could see some of these other brush strokes which I've actually added. So I'm going to take this to the next level, because what I do for something like this is I want to make my life easier by making brushes, okay? So what I would actually do is I'd say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and zoom out and just kind of click on this. Coming right over here. These lines, drawn, of course, with the pencil, right? I can take this and I can say, hey, you know what? Let's make this a brush. So let's open up the brushes panel, which is right here, okay? And at this point, I can take this and drag it right into there, make it a brush. We're going to call it an art brush. Clicking OK. It's going to stretch it out that direction. Clicking OK. It's down here at the bottom. Oops, don't click on that because I had those lines selected, but N for pencil. And now when I draw, it's now going to be all those hairs. So I don't have to worry about drawing those individual ones, which was getting a little annoying, right? Let's just go ahead and add as much hair as we want in an easy to make fashion. We get it. She needs, I don't know, something to take care of the flyaways. I don't know. So it's looking like it's a little much. But look at this. Look at what I did right in here. These strokes, this is actually a brush as well, right down here. Look at that. I decided to do the shading with a brush as well. So I just outlined that line, and then I used that brush there, which is super... I thought it was super clever. It got the look that I wanted and was easy to work with. So there's her hair. Let's go ahead. Just to point out, we also have, don't freak out, but this is just a nice snake, I guess. Nonetheless, this snake is actually a brush as well. So you can see it right here as I draw. We could do 1,000 things with these brushes. This one, I'll change it to. This one actually has the tail as well. So you get the idea. Have fun with brushes. Have fun creating in good old Illustrator and making amazing things. I encourage you to. And yeah, so hopefully this was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching.